Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee is not known for being good at football. Their last winning season was in 2013 when they won the Birmingham Bowl, and they went 9-4 that season. So today, we're going to try to rebuild Vanderbilt and bring them back to the glory they had in 2013. Thank you to SK10 for suggesting Vanderbilt down in the comments below. If you want me to do your school, let me know down in the comments below as well. And also, make sure you like and subscribe because I'm going to be doing a ton more rebuilds in the future. And with that being said, let's go over the challenges that we have to complete in today's video to complete the rebuild. Number 1, we have to beat Georgia one year, and we have to sign a top 25 recruiting class. We also have to win a bowl game because the last one we won was in 2013. And because we're in the SEC, which is one of the hardest divisions to be in college football, we have to win an SEC championship. And like always, we have to win a national championship with Vanderbilt, and I believe all these can be done. So let's take a look at this roster. Our number 1 player is an 89 overall strong safety, CJ Taylor. Unfortunately, he's probably going to be leaving the team after this year, but it is nice to know that we do have a really good free safety in Dante Carter, who may be with the team even once we win a national championship. I really liked fast quarterbacks, so having a guy like Nate Johnson, who's 95 speed, is actually insane. For the future of this team, a guy we have to look at is Blaze Berlowitz, who looks awesome and has 91 throw power while also having 82 speed. We have 2 sophomore running backs in Cedric Alexander and AJ Newberry, who have 89 speed and 88 speed, and speed is something I really like to have at the running back position because if you can get them in space, you can score a touchdown. We also have a 97 speed receiver, Micah Bell, who looks amazing for the future of this team. I can't spend the whole video going over the team, but one player you should look out for on the defense is Martell Height. He's a 78 overall cornerback with 91 speed, and I can see him being the best cornerback on our team by the time we start winning games. As it goes for red shirts, I'm going to redshirt Blaze Berlowitz because I feel like he could be the QB of the future for us. This team has a lot of team needs, so there's a lot we have to go over in recruiting, and I haven't shown you the worst of it because on defense, we need every single position. That is insane, but at least we have a good defensive coordinator who I can scout players easily and hopefully be able to get them to sign. Here in recruiting, we're going after 3 offensive players, but the rest of our board is going to be defensive players because we really need these defensive players. I want to have a stout defense, especially with the teams we have to face in the SEC. We are now in week 5. We have a ton of visits coming in. We're 2-2 on the season, but we beat Missouri, who when we played them was ranked 3, which does not make sense to me. We beat them 31-28. That's good for the future of this team. So hopefully we can get all the recruits that are coming to visit during this bye week. And it looks like we get a 4-star middle linebacker after the bye week. We get a 3-star right end, and those are the only 2 that we get, but there was a lot more players who came and visited the school. Looks like we were not able to beat Texas. We had a lot of recruits coming to this game, so I jumped in and I was just going to sim it. I simmed it. We were not even close to winning, so there was no point for me to jump in. And that's really unfortunate because I had a lot of recruits riding on this game. Around the midseason mark, we have about 8 recruits that have committed to Vanderbilt. And most notably, we have a couple of 4-stars here. We actually have 3 of them. We have this quarterback, the free safety, and the middle linebacker who are all committed. And that is great for the future while also getting a ton of defensive depth. And we got this center who's going to be a really good addition to our offensive line, while we're also going after a bunch of these guards and other players on the board who did not have offers from other schools. We ended up coming 16th in the SEC. We went 3-9 throughout the season and only 1-7 in the SEC. So that's just horrible numbers. And that is why I fired both of our offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator and hired these 2 guys because one of them is a recruiter and the other one is also a motivator. And I want to double up on motivator to see how big of a boost we can get to the players we already have on our team. Like always, with a bad season comes a lot of players that want to transfer out, and I had 4 attempts to save players, and I went for Cedric Alexander, Dante Carter, Cade McConnell, and Micah Bell, and the only 2 players that we got was Cade McConnell and Dante Carter, a free safety and a center, but I think it's good enough, and we're going to get people in the transfer portal. So in the first week of the transfer portal, I put points on all the guys that we were going after during the season, but one of the biggest changes I made is that we're going after a lot of these younger guys who I see in the transfer portal. So some guys have interest in us, like Jonathan Young. He has interest in us, but he is only a 3-star and he's a junior. Whereas Xavier Hill, a right guard who's a 4-star, has interest in us, and even though he's a junior, he still looks really solid. So we're going after a 3-star, and we're going after this 3-star cornerback. We're also going after this 3-star right outside linebacker and this 3-star cornerback as well, because I really want to keep young players and also add young players who are good. We had the 29th best class in the country, but unfortunately we didn't have the best class in the SEC, as we are 3rd from the bottom. So that is definitely something that we have to change, because like I said before, one of our challenges is to sign a top 25 recruiting class, and we sadly didn't get it done this season. In player training, Nate Johnson jumps up to an 80 overall. He has 95 speed now, and he has 88 throw power, with our best player on the team being a wide receiver at an 88 overall, but not far after him is an 85 overall strong safety, but we don't have a 90 overall yet, so that's something that we need to work on. In this draft class, I'm going to focus on getting wide receivers and tight ends, because I want our quarterback of the future to have people to throw the ball to, and this is the only way we can do it. It's about midway through the season now, and we're 4-3, which is better than last year, and we're 2-1 in the SEC, which is definitely better than last year. We had some really big wins over Alabama and LSU, but unfortunately we haven't had the best recruiting class because we dropped down to a 2-star instead of a 2.5-star school. So let's see if we can come up with a better recruiting class at the end of this year, and hopefully we can take our success into next year. In 2025, Baron Morton wins Heisman for Texas Tech. We went 5-7 last season, and we went 3-5 in the SEC, which was 13th best, and unfortunately we had some players want to leave and transfer out because of playing style, brand exposure, but we did get some guys to stay, like Dante Carter, who tried to transfer out last year. We also got Martel Height, who was a guy that I said you need to look out for, and he wanted to transfer out, but he's staying. And we also are getting a couple guys down at the bottom here that are staying, like Jorel Ridrick. So we get those 3 guys that are staying, which is awesome. Like I said, this recruiting class was kind of a stinker because we only got 2 4-stars, and it's a 48th best class in the nation, but we did sign 32 players. A lot of them were 1-stars just so I could fill out the board and get more players on the team. Maybe we catch somebody that's a stud that just progresses really easily with my coaching abilities, but let's see how that works out for us. We're gonna start off this year with a lower overall than we did last year because a lot of people transferred out, and we lost our starting quarterback because he wanted to transfer out and play for a different team, which is super unfortunate, but it makes sense. We're not that good, and we still haven't hit the overall threshold of a 90, which is really unfortunate. After a pretty bad recruiting class, I really want to focus on this recruiting class being good, so I'm going after players who have interest in us in our 3-stars, because there's not really 4 or 5-stars that were interested in us, and I don't want to waste hours on players I won't be able to get. It's week 7 now, and we're 4-2, 2-1 in conference play, and now we're going against Georgia, so we're gonna hop in, simulate this game, and see how it goes down. This is going to be a really tough game for us, as Georgia is a 90 overall across the board, but right now we're holding them to 3. They get a safety on us, but we come back and we score 10, and it's 15-10. This is not a football score right now, and we get a field goal. It's looking good for us right now. We did score. Let's see if we can drive down and score again. We do. It's 28-32 now. We get the ball, and we couldn't make anything of it, and we're going to lose the game, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I know my commentary kind of sucked through that because there was so much happening, but 35-28 is honestly better than what I expected. I thought we were going to get absolutely rolled by Georgia. We have a game against Tennessee, who is our in-state rival, and right now we need to make sure that we can beat them because we have a lot of commits riding on this game. So I'm going to play the offensive snaps because I really need to win this game. With about a minute left in the quarter, we're in victory formation as it's 52-42. The defense kind of stunk it up, but we were able to pull it through on offense, and that is really big news because I actually have 2 4-stars that had no offers that I started to go after, and they came to this game. And with that big win over Tennessee, we're able to secure the 2 4-stars that I wanted, which is really big for this recruiting class. DJ Lagway must have transferred to SMU, but he wins Heisman. And we have our first ever invitation to a bowl game. It's the ReliaQuest Bowl in Tampa Bay against the Florida Gators. We're gonna hop in here against the Gators and see if we're able to complete one of our challenges, which is win a bowl game. And it was a super close game, but we beat the Gators 42-37, and that is a challenge completed on our list as we get a bowl win, which is amazing, and hopefully it catapults this team to future success. And with that win against Florida, we went 7-6 this season, so it is our first winning season since 2013 as well, and we are now 3-5 in the SEC, but we're making improvements, and that's what you like to see. There wasn't as big of a group trying to leave the school as there normally is, and we were actually able to get 4 out of the 5 to stay at the school, which is a big deal. After that winning season, we went back up to a 2.5-star school, which is really big news because we can get better prospects and finally hit that top 25 recruiting class. Because unfortunately, with this recruiting class, it was only the 43rd best class in the nation, and we need a top 25 class to complete these challenges. With training results in, we still don't have a 90 overall player, which I think is absolutely insane because we've been on the cusp of having one for so long, and we just don't have one. But it looks like we have a quarterback battle because Marco Hennessy has overpassed the quarterback from last season who got us our first winning season by 1 overall, and he has 92 speed and 93 throw power. He's going to be absolutely insane because he honestly looks like a stud. And just like I expected, he has impact as his development trait, which means he's going to at least reach a 90 overall for this team, and that is the goal and the hope, because if he can reach a 90 overall, I think we can reach a national championship. At the beginning of this year, we have a lot of players on our board that have gems actually, and I am super excited about it because even though they're a 3-star, they're basically a 4-star, and it's going to be a really big deal if we can get them on our team. And we need to sign the 25th best class in the nation or higher, so that's another reason why that I want to get these players, because we need to sign this good class. In week 4, we have our game against Georgia. They're the 15th ranked team in the nation, and they're 90s across the board like always. So this is going to be another tough game. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to go in and sim it. So hopping into this game, we get ball first, and we score a touchdown right off the gate. And Georgia answers with 3 points, and we score another touchdown. We're up 21-10 right now. This is a big lead for us. We're up 18 points right now at halftime, and Georgia comes out after halftime and gets the 3 points. We go down the field. We're not able to score, but it's a back and forth battle right now, and we get a field goal. We are still up by 18 points, and we win the game against Georgia, so that is another challenge crossed off the list, as we just basically won the national championship because we beat Georgia. That's all I'm going to say. And Hennessy looks to be an absolute stud, and he's only a sophomore, so he's only going to get better. Even though we didn't make the conference championship, we still went 8-4 and 5-3 in the SEC, and we were the 4th best team, and we're definitely going up another star. But this is the best season we've had by far, and I cannot stress it enough that this success should keep transferring over into other aspects of our college and make us one of a powerhouse schools. Harry Thompson, a wide receiver out of Auburn, wins the Heisman for the 2027 season, and hopefully next year we can see a Vanderbilt player up on this board. We're going to be playing the Rutgers in the Music City Bowl. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to sim it in hopes that we go 9-4 this season, but I'll let you know. Unfortunately, we didn't win that game as we fall to 8-5, but still a very good season from us. And no players really wanted to transfer out, but there is one player at risk, Williamson, who's a cornerback at an 80 overall. I think it's okay for now because we're just going to get some amazing boosts this offseason. We finally get the top class we've been looking for as we sign 35 total players, 10 4-stars and 23 3-stars. And it's the 17th best class in the nation, so that is exactly what we needed to complete another challenge on our list. We went from having like no 90 overall players to now having 6 of them. This is big news for us because this is the year that we could win a national championship. I can feel it, but we are still only an 85 overall. But you never know. The simulation is kind of whack in this game, so we could lose a game here and win a game there and maybe make the national championship, but we'll see what happens. We are number 2 in the rankings, but we came 3rd in the SEC, so we don't make an SEC championship. So we may win a national championship before we win an SEC championship, which is just bizarre to me. In 2028, Emmanuel Cook wins the Heisman. He threw for 4,000 yards, 45 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Georgia is just unstoppable. We did not get a first round bye, but we are the 5th seed, and we're going against Baylor, who's 9-4. We are absolutely destroying the Baylor Bears in the first round of the college football playoffs, and here we are, 59-27. Baylor just got stomped by Vanderbilt. That's what we like to see as we get to move on to the next round. We get to go against Western Michigan, who's 9-4. So let's get into this game and start simming. After a misclick on my end, I accidentally just simmed the week and I didn't go into the game at all, but we still beat them 34-3, which I kind of expected because we're an SEC team versus I don't even know what conference. So big news for us. We're going against Washington in the Peach Bowl. Here we are in the Peach Bowl. Washington scored first, but we answered right away. And we could then score. Washington scores. We score again, and we go up by 10 points right now. It hits halftime. We're up by 6 points, and it's just a back-and-forth battle as Washington scores with little time left. Can we come back and win? We do win at the end of the game, and oh my gosh, what a crazy final game. That is insane that we won the game on the last play of the game. That is exactly what we want to see, and really good for Marco Hennessy. I told you guys he would be the quarterback of the future, and I was not lying. We will be taking on the Badgers in the national championship game, and we are a pure 85 overall, while they are a pure 85 overall with an 86 overall defense, so this is a very even matchup. Here we are in the national championship game. We start off with a score and a touchdown. Wisconsin answers with 3 points. We answer back. We don't actually. I don't know what's going on. I'm actually so brain dead. We do get a touchdown though, so it's 14-3, 21-3 Vanderbilt lead. Wisconsin needs to make something happen because it's the 4th quarter and they're running out of time, and it looks like Vanderbilt is going to be your national championships in 2028 or 2029. I think it's 2028. Yep. No, 2029. We are your 2029 national championships. And if you enjoyed this rebuild, make sure to leave a like and subscribe because I'm going to be doing more rebuilds. And also, let me know what team you want to see be done down below. And also, we didn't complete our challenges. I just want to say that. We won every challenge except SEC championship. So I might have to give away a game. I may have to give away a copy of the game. So let me know down in the comments below if you want a copy of the game. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.